What is up, Black Mambas? That is actually what I'm going to call you guys from now on. All of you that follow, watch the videos, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Obviously you're watching it on YouTube if you're listening to this, but yeah, you guys are going to be called Black Mambas. So look at that profit today. Just reached 11,000. Gonna let it run. Looks like it's going for 12. Should I take profit? I think I'll hold off. Oh, such a beautiful run. This would be freaking amazing if it were true. This is actually the on-demand feature, which I had no idea that TD Ameritrade actually had. ThinkorSwim. I had no idea that they had this feature. I had no idea. Did I even say that right? Anyways, I'm just kind of tinkering around with this. Just pretending like I had 100 grand to invest. Looks like it starts you out at right about 100 grand. So I went ahead and loaded up on MNKD back on the 5th of October. This thing, I think, ran like 60% by the end of the day. Got up to highs of 6. But I'm going to pretend like I'm using the ATRSL rule, the pattern, the ascending triangle rising stop loss. So I actually just got onto this Day Trading Stocks Facebook page and asked them if they knew about it. Looks like one guy does not. Yeah. Oh man, this is such a cool feature. So before I was just kind of like scrolling back and going one by one on these 3-minute candlesticks, but now that it actually moves, you can see the price movement throughout the whole day, which is amazing. All right, yeah. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, rising stop loss. So essentially what we want to do is make sure that everything gets validated to continue the uptrend. Like I was kind of doing just barely. Excuse me. This this kind of run where there's 5 blue candlesticks in a row, you might want to take profit if it drops below that level. So in that case, you would have kind of locked in, like if this goes back down to where's my current stop loss? Right here, actually the green line, which is when I got in as well. But what you want to do is go ahead and take profit as soon as you can when there's a run like that. So that would have locked in another 10%. Then again, this thing continued to $6, like I said. So it's up to you how you want to pursue this this pattern. If it breaks above this level, you might draw another ascending triangle. So this might be, obviously it is new support. So if it breaks above that, you might want to buy some more, or in this case, purchase your first entry. But this could essentially elongate or extend the potential for maximizing your profit. So it looks like we were at about $15,000 profit here. As this moves higher, we'll go ahead and keep raising the stop loss. What I've noticed on this feature, this on-demand feature with ThinkorSwim, it actually doesn't, for some reason, I think it might have for the first 10,000 shares, but it doesn't use the stop feature very well, where if it gets above a certain price, it buys the shares. So I don't know if there's just a delay of when I put the order in. It might be 15 minutes, maybe that's it. But what are these people saying? I had the appointment with TD to open. It's for American stuff. Oh, I guess that guy's not American. He just said ThinkorSwim. Just on-demand things for Americans only. Anyways, what was I saying? The stop. So whenever it passes through a price level, it actually doesn't purchase the shares. So you have to put in a limit or a market. Actually, I think the market order is the only one that actually works. So I kind of had to do that, cheat a little bit. And then the stop loss I don't think actually works either. So at this point we want to go ahead and I'm gonna let this ride a little bit, maybe fast forward it as well, just a minute here and there, but essentially the pattern's still the same. Actually, we'll do 3 minutes since these are 3-minute candlesticks. However, this is on fast forward times 3, so it's every 1 minute in real time, or well, every 1 minute in real time is going to be 3 minutes in the stock realm here, or 20 seconds will be every minute in this stock realm. So call it a realm. It is what it is. Alright, so we want validation. Like I said, that's kind of more of a doji-ish than anything. So we want to make sure that this one gets validated. So if this blue one closes above that red, then we would increase the stop loss. Looks like our profit's at 9. Man, this could definitely motivate you if you had a rough day. So kind of like today for me. Ended up losing about 200, which wasn't too bad, but it was about 7% of the account that I was trading with. So it's kind of a big hit. I only used 1 day trade, and it broke through the high of day and just stalled out. It didn't do anything. So I did put a stop loss in exactly where I had planned, so I didn't change that. But looks like the low is 437 on this. So we'll go ahead and cancel and replace and move that to 436, just because this blue candlestick validated that red kind of hammer looking candlestick. I think hammers are a little bit more extended than that, but it's relatively the same. 25. Usually I keep the spread about 10 to 15 cents, sometimes 20 if it's moving really quick. But we're going to go ahead and move our stop loss order up. Let's see. Just making sure my account information is not actually on here, which I don't think it is. Yep. Alright, so we're going to let this continue to ride. Man, could you imagine? 19 grand. Granted, I have $120,000 at risk, which would make me piss myself if I wasn't already a millionaire. Not that I am now. I'm just saying, if I wasn't a millionaire, putting $120,000 or $100,000 into a stock account would probably scare me off. But I guess that's why it's good to practice and get good when the amount that you're trading with is low, so that nothing changes. The strategy remains the same throughout. That way, the more money you get, it doesn't change how you trade, as long as when you traded with a smaller amount, it was profitable. Alright, so fast forward again. I'm actually going to recap the stock that I traded today, the one that I lost money on, in the next video, just because this one I want to see what the profit actually locks in at. So we'll see what it looks like once it reaches about 6. I think the ascending triangle rising stop loss ATRSL rule locks in profit at 550, and it goes till like 6 or 650, but it doesn't validate after that. So there's still room for improvement on this pattern recognition. So this I'm going to go ahead and consider, just because it looks like it broke through the high of day, as well as we want to lock in profit as quick as possible. If that was like 2 red candlesticks next to each other and this one was smaller, or sorry, this one was smaller, similar to that, and then this one was a farther or a lower red candlestick, then I would have put my stop loss right below the larger red candlestick. But in this case, we'll go ahead and put it right below this one. The low is 467, so 466. That's what we're going to change our stop loss to, and about 450. I'd be willing to take 450 on that. So we'll let it play out a little more. Go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Up 27K. Oh my gosh. So in instances where there's really good news out, but it's very slow and steady, such as this absolutely lets your profit extend out as much as possible. Sometimes, sometimes it does consolidate past the stop loss and then continues higher. That's okay. Your main goal is to mitigate losses as quick as possible and maximize profit for as long as possible. Kind of confusing there, but it actually makes sense. So we'll fast forward another 3 minutes. Still validation right there, unless this one gets confirmed or validated. So we'll go till 9:30. So it looks like that one is validated with this blue candlestick. So the low right here is 499. So we're going to raise our stop loss to 498 and about 480. It's kind of a bigger spread, but because it's so extended, I'm willing to, even if it drops quite a bit, I want to get out and lock in some profit. So even if it did drop quickly, I'm sure it would rebound to within the range that I set, but I want to make sure that I can still get stopped out. So at this point, the going to change this to a red line, and my stop, what did I say, 498? So if we check the profit on that, it's 20%. 20% profit. It's about 40 grand. Or close to, I should say. And actually 20% of 100, how much is it invested? I got 30K at $4, so about 120,000. 20% would be 24,000. So that means the extra 16,000 is from, yeah, the current move. Man, I would be the happiest person alive if this was real life, man. Granted, how many shares is that? Or I guess it's 30,000, but how many shares compared to everybody else? Looks like these are millions. Yep. So we're not even a little smudge on that volume bar. So this thing, I can't remember what it traded at, but the volume was insane that day. What is it currently at? Actually, I don't know if this changes. I don't think it does, because the level 2s are, oh, it does. I guess it's just delayed. It wasn't moving there for a sec. Right now it's already at 27 million, and it was 9:37 a.m. at that point in time. That's crazy. So move has already gone up 60%. Okay, so I think it's at this point that things start getting a little not out of hands, but it doesn't follow the trends, the ATRSL. So if you wanted to, you could think to yourself, hey, at $6, you know, this thing might stall out. Honestly, at $5.50, I probably would have thought that it might stall out as well, but allowing it to run from 5 to 5.50 would have been good. 5.50 to 6 if you wanted to risk that. Let's see if it broke through 5.50. Relatively easy. We would have to rewind it a little bit to see how it reacted when it got towards that level. But it looks like, yeah, it peaked at 4 or 5.49 right here and then opened, but it never dropped from the open. So it still had a lot of strength and it just busted through 5.50. Continued up to 6. Obviously we see resistance here at 6, or 5.90 in this case, which could signify or signal a perfect time to get out. Because I don't think this one actually ends up validating. I think it ends up dropping. So I just want to lock in profit at the very top here. So that's what I'm going to do. But I want to see how this plays out first. Does it get validated? Let's see, the next bar is at 9:45. In this simulation, the time is 9:45. Perfect, so it does get validated. So the low on this one was 5.57. So we change this. I know it's around here somewhere, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to get validated between 6 and 6.50 right now. And in fact, let's see if we get stopped out. I'm going to change it to 5.99. even though I would have put it at 1 penny below that low. Let's see if it actually works as far as the stop loss, because I think it drops around here. So up 60K. Man, that's like double or triple or quadruple people's salaries. When I mean salaries, I mean all those, well, I guess not salary, but hourly pays. Like the average American, it's a lot more than their annual income. Alright, so we'll let it continue to play out. Video's getting kind of long, about 15 minutes. This was honestly the perfect stock to follow this rule. And it seems very simple, and it is. I think this is where it gets stopped out. So let's see if it works. Very easy rule to follow, very easy pattern to recognize. But as you can see, it's only going to work on these slow movers that continue to climb higher, that don't make new lows. So volatile stocks obviously have more potential to not follow this pattern, man. And as you can see here, it's I mean, it's gone kind of parabolic. Not completely, but look, the volume's even still climbing throughout the day. I didn't even realize that. But as you can see, the trend line has definitely increased since the beginning of the day. So everybody was realizing it. Everybody decided they wanted a piece of the pie. Yeah, it just broke through the level, and it still hasn't sold. So let me fast forward it and see if it ends up executing. If not, I'll go back and sell at market price. Oh, that's right, hanging right there. So this would still get stopped out because I chose 580 as my limit, but I want it to stop at 599, I think. So yeah, it's going back down. So we'll rewind it and get out at this point right here. Sell market. Did it sell? It didn't sell. Oh, because I still have that order in. Alright, we gotta rewind it again. Man, if only this was real life. 30,000. Sell market. Execute. Boom. Locked it in. Locked in 54K on a $100,000 account. Looks like 154,000 in the account right here, right now. Can't remember if there was anything else that moved that day. Let me check my recaps that I actually went through. Let's see, 10.5. So CAPR did the same thing. CLSN, that actually ended up moving. But I think almost all of these were during the morning. So if we try to get in now, it wouldn't make sense. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. This is just an extremely useful tool that I did not realize until I saw a YouTube video just barely that actually talked about the on-demand feature very slightly. So I decided to click on it. I was hoping it didn't mess up the actual live account at all, and it didn't, which is awesome. But that's definitely going to be a useful tool that I'll start using. It is delayed a little bit as far as the time. So if I choose the time here, I can only choose up till the 14th. Obviously that's a Saturday. So last week is the farthest that I can go. So maybe tomorrow, I don't know if it posts every week or even the next trading or business day. Maybe tomorrow I'll be able to recap what happened today via a simulated trade. But I'm actually going to do the next video that recaps today's movements that I actually traded and why I did what I did and the targets that I was looking for. So we'll go ahead and end it there. But this is an awesome feature by ThinkorSwim or TD Ameritrade on ThinkorSwim. called the OnDemand feature. So I'll actually move this up. Oh, I can't. Alright, right there, OnDemand. It's in the top right. So go ahead and stop it there. We'll talk to you later, guys.